What's going on, guys? Mike off here. So I don't know if you can see it, but in the back seat here I have a box, and inside the box I actually have two super sick things in my opinion. I'm absolutely love it. And I don't know which one I'm going to use, but what it is two steering wheels. One of them is a Jay's Racing Sports wheel, that's leather with the yellow stitching for the 8th gen, and I actually bought a FD2 Type-R steering wheel straight out of Japan. So it is absolutely immaculate. I'm loving it. And I did a little poll on my Instagram at Ruski Mike, and almost everybody voted the FD2. I'm going to put it in my car. I'm like, fuck, I kind of like the feel of the Italian leather on the Jay's Racing. So, but you know what? The FD2 Civic wheel is extremely clean. So, you know what? I'm going to fucking stick with that. Maybe halfway in the season, I'll switch over to the Jay's Racing, see how that feels. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm also going to show you guys what I've done to the car since I put it back in the storage. Two little things, but it's the two little things that make a big difference. So let's get back into the shop. I'll show you how the car is doing, and we'll see you guys there in a split second. Let's go. Alright, so we're near into the shop. As you can see, welcome to Canada. It is pretty dark, and it is only 5 o'clock in the morning. I was gonna say 5:30 in the afternoon. Alright, so here's the green light. Some fucking random guys literally running in the middle of the fucking road. Good job. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a few seconds as I pull in and get into the shop. Let's go. Definitely cannot see shit right now, but I do have my FD2 Type-R wheel right here. So let's get in the shop and see how the CSX is doing. Fucking A. Okay, we made it, boys. But I put the little clothy there just so the door doesn't hit the rep ass freaking lip that I have on there. It feels kind of bad that I don't have the winters on it. I don't want to get the flat spots. Fuck, sometimes it is what it is. Fun fact, if you have carbon fenders and they're not the best fitment, you know, I actually have to do some sketchy shit just to open a door. So as you'll see here, we got some light going there, don't mind the dirt. Because the carbon fiber actually compresses in the winter or in the cold, if I try to open the door, it will literally just catch the fender itself. So what I have to do is I have to literally pull the fender a little bit just so the door kind of passes through, and then everything is fucking mint. And I fucking opened it the wrong way because now I'm gonna have to get on the other side. Let's put this little woody thing here. There you go, now the door's gonna stay open. Alright, so as you can obviously see, I do not have a steering wheel, but something new that I put in here is a JDM hazard button and the OEM leather boot with the red stitching. So why is it so much better than the last one? Well, let me show you. So with the old shift boot, it was the fake bride material looking thing. It doesn't really fit the whole interior with the black, red, and whatever, etc, etc. So here's the FD2 Type-R wheel, and usually it comes with only the volume controls and little blocker pieces, I guess, on the right side. So what I did was I took this piece apart and I was sweating like crazy because this is the one wheel I do not want to fuck up. And I removed the steering wheel controls that used to be over here. I put the little blocker from a dummy wheel that I bought from Japanese version of the Honda Fit hybrid, and I put my CSX controls on the steering wheel itself, so that way whatever the control is here, it is basically going to be straight fit, no pun intended. And that being said, the red stitching that's on the steering wheel will be matching that shift boot, and the JDM hazard button too, so that's going to be absolutely fucking mint. So that was one wheel, and the second wheel that I have is the Jay's Racing. Unfortunately, it has the silver trim because I took the trim out of that Japanese Honda Fit that I was talking about, the hybrid version, and it also came with the steering wheel controls on both. Well, on one side, it actually came with a blocker on this side that I put on the Type-R wheel. So none of these really work. I don't really care for them. I don't really use the controls anyways, but I do still have the volume controls, cruise control that I took out of another wheel. Yeah, so that's how it is. Yellow stitching. I do like it a lot, but it doesn't really fit the red stitching that's on the wheel, and I considered undoing my BBKs in yellow, but maybe not anymore, but we shall see. Either way, I want to try to find a base model trim that's also black, just so that way everything fits way better. So fun fact, actually, the 8th gen airbag does not fit the Jays Racing and the FD2 Type-R wheel for the stupidest reasons. They're just different wheel frames, and I'm sure there is a way to make the 8th gen airbag fit, but I'm not too sure about it, and I do not want to hack up the steering wheel trim just to find out if it works or not. So let me show you what I mean by the 8th gen airbag not fitting. So I have the 8th gen airbag right here. This is out of my OEM FD5 steering wheel. So as far as I know, I believe it hits on this part right here, but I don't want to just cut it around and God forbid it doesn't work and I just literally ruin the whole steering wheel trim. Otherwise, if you try to put it in the same way like you would a normal airbag, it is so close to fitting, but it just won't fit. You will see a little massive gap right there. And otherwise, like if the 8th gen airbag worked, that would be fucking perfect. But guess what? It doesn't. So I was really lucky to go through a wrecker's yard, and I just looked at a random Honda fit, because usually they're all the wrong fucking year, because it has to have a really similar airbag or steering wheel to the 8th gens, but really minor differences. And I found one, because this way, when you put this airbag in, bam, it fits like a fucking glove. So let's see. I got the steering wheel on basically. I didn't just put it, like I didn't plug it in all the way because I may still mess around a little bit here and there. Let's see how it will look, because I do still want to buy that red Honda badge for the steering wheel and then see how everything looks together. So let's get that started. I'm going to put it on right now. So there we have it, the FD2 Civic Type-R steering wheel. Boom shakalaka. Absolutely immaculate condition. And the only issue with this whole steering wheel is that little scuff over there. But you know what? I'm not really gonna be too worried about it, because why? It's a fucking FD2 Type-R steering wheel, and I don't care. I retain all my controls that I need for my 2 steps and stuff like that, and the volume for the OEM deck, and that just absolutely immaculately fits with the leather steering wheel. I mean leather steering wheel with the shift boot obviously, and that JDM button as well. And in case you piss me off, I got ejectocito cuz as well. And yeah, so that's how it's going to be pretty much for the following year. The year after that, you know, over the winter, I may consider taking this whole dash piece apart and maybe hydro dipping it. That is still in the works. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but these things, the OEM pieces, are definitely going to be something done with them over time. But you know what? I'm actually going to put the Jays Racing on. So let's see how that looks out as well. And there we have it, the Jays Racing steering wheel. You know, I don't believe I've mentioned it, but aside from the yellow trim and the leatherness of it, fun fact I actually noticed when I touched it is that it actually has a little divot on the side here, so you can hold the wheel like this pretty comfortably. And as well, like anywhere you want really. This leather in general, supposedly the Jays Racing uses Italian leather for these steering wheels, and it just feels absolutely immaculate. I would be touching it all night. I didn't want to say that, but anyways, it is really nice feel, really comfortable. You know what, I might actually run this as well. Maybe halfway in the season I'll switch over, see how I like it, because it does feel really good. I am probably going to start off the season with the FD2 Type-R wheel, just so I can get all my pictures and videos in. I will be doing a lot more vlogs as well, and eventually I will switch over to the Jays Racing, maybe for a couple track events. I'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there. But aside from that, I'm really satisfied with that shift boot. It is way cleaner than that little Bride one. Everything just goes way better now inside the car, especially with that JDM hazard button as well. I did also swap the OEM deck. It obviously, swapped it from OEM to OEM, but this one has a lot less usage, so the volume controls actually like spin instead of skipping halfway. But yeah, so here's the recap of my CSX as of right now. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do to it. I already have the carbon fiber handbrake. I wrapped that carbon fiber as you saw in my last video, and yeah, as of now, that's pretty much it. Awesome sauce, the usual. And yeah, so you know what, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I can edit this all together properly. Please let me know what I can improve on. I know I say some things multiple times and it probably gets annoying, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with the vlogs, and I do want to improve. That concludes my video for today, boys. See you guys in the next one.